Unassembled gear pieces will now drop on each operation boss in the game. Bosses will no longer have a random chance to drop unassembled gear pieces. Finally! Hello guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to SWTOR Central. And lots of big news was just released. Lots of really awesome changes are going to be coming to gearing in 5.2 along with operation changes and a bunch of other changes too. So why don't we just jump straight into it? Okay, so let's start off with Galactic Command and get that out of the way with first. Okay, so they're no longer going to be releasing 100 new ranks. That's probably going to make a lot of people happy because there's going to be no new grind in 5.2, kind of. But what they will be doing is releasing a new tier of gear, which is going to be Tier 4. Okay, so to start earning Tier 4 gear from Galactic Command, you just need to be rank 299. Just need to be rank 299. But one of the cool things about these Tier 4 crates that are going to be coming is that there are going to be no green drops in these crates. You're guaranteed to get a piece of prototype, artifact, or legendary gear. This is blue, purple, or gold. We're also told that all pieces of gear in Tier 4 are going to have a set bonus piece attached. So it doesn't have to be purple rating or higher. It can be a prototype which is blue and have a set bonus, which is pretty cool to be honest. Now the next big change with Galactic Command is going to be the consistency of gear drops. Now obviously the RNG element of Galactic Command has been like the biggest controversy about Galactic Command this entire time. But they are taking steps to improve the RNG element. So basically the higher your rank is in Galactic Command, the better chance you have of getting a better piece of gear. For example, if you're in Tier 1, not quite Tier 2, but you're getting there, then you're going to get really good Tier 1 drops. However, as soon as you enter Tier 2, your drop rates are all going to reset and you're going to start getting crappy drops again basically. But then as you rank up through Tier 2, as it gets higher, your Tier 2 drop rates will improve. The same goes for Tier 3, and for Tier 4, no more green drops are going to be coming. So that's pretty much where the green gear ends. We are also told that every piece of gear that comes in Tier 4 crates, whether it be blue or higher, is going to be better than any other gear that you can get from Tier 3. So if you were to compare a legendary piece of gear from Tier 3, which is gold, to a prototype piece of gear from Tier 4, which is blue, then the gear piece from Tier 4 is going to be better. That's pretty incredible. Okay, so that's Galactic Command. Now let's move on to the stuff that we want to know, which is going to be operations. Okay, so all operation bosses are now going to have a loot table once again, which is amazing, especially for people like me who want to gear just for raiding and don't really want to rely on an RNG element in Galactic Command. The loot tables are already available. I'll make sure there is a link in the description to all of these sources from Eric Musker on the forum, so make sure you go and check these out for yourself. Once again, let me make this loud and clear. Every single boss in all the operations are now going to drop a set piece of unassembled gear, just how it was in 4.0 and the previous versions of the game. From what I can see here, if you're in an 8-man operation, then the first 4 bosses of an operation is going to drop 1 piece of gear, while the last boss is going to drop 2 pieces of gear. Now this is going to double if you're doing 16-man, so the last boss would drop 4 and every other boss would drop 2. Now the single instance bosses like Tabora's Courtyard or the Xenolith are still going to be dropping random pieces of gear, which is completely fine in my books. Okay, so there is actually going to be some drop adjustments anyways when 5.2 releases. As we know right now, if you go into a story mode operation and an unassembled piece of gear drops, then that piece of gear is going to be 230 rating. That is no longer going to be the case. 230 rating gear is no longer going to drop in operations. In fact, the lowest rating gear that is going to drop in operations now is Legendary Tier 2, which is basically a gold rating 236 piece of gear. And that is what you can get from story mode. And that is good gear. Okay, so hard mode / veteran mode is going to be dropping Tier 3 legendary gear, which is rating 242 gear. Now, obviously this means that master mode must be dropping Tier 4 gear upon the release of patch 5.2. This is correct. However, it's going to work a little bit differently. Let's take Dread Fortress for example. If you go into Dread Fortress in Master / Nightmare mode, then the first 4 bosses are going to be dropping Tier 4 gear. However, the quality of that gear is going to be prototype and artifact. This is blue or purple. This is still very good gear and is still going to be better than Tier 3. However, the only way to get Tier 4 legendary gear, which is gold, which will be the best gear in the game, is to defeat the last boss of the operation, which would be Brontes in this case. Now, these changes are very good. This is exactly what most of the players have been wanting. It's exactly what I've been wanting. And to be quite honest, it's not something the devs should have changed about the game to begin with. However, we've got it back now and I'm happy about that. And I've got to give credit where credit is due, because obviously obviously the devs know that something has definitely gone wrong with all of this, so they've given us everything back. And I honestly couldn't salute them enough for just sort of saying, hey, you know what, we admit defeat and we're going to revert back to how things was. And dare I go that step further and say that this is quite possibly better than what we had before. Okay, now to finish off this video, we have some information on the new operation, as in gear drops. Now we know that when the first boss releases, which is going to be Typh, we're going to be able to do this in story mode or veteran mode. Now in story mode, tier 3 gear is going to drop, and in veteran mode, tier 4 gear is going to drop. I can also confirm for you that Typh is going to be dropping a relic, which most gearing guides will tell you is the most useless part of your gear. Thumbs up. Okay, so these were all of the changes that I wanted to cover, so I'll end the video here. I'll make sure that links are in the description and in the comment section for you guys to go and check out all of these news updates yourself, so you can have a good read through it and just see what's going on and get a bit of a clearer picture. Make sure you smash the like on this video and be sure to subscribe if you are new to this channel. Also, make sure you go and check out my March giveaway, where you have the chance to win 30 days sub time and any 2 super crates of your choice. You can click anywhere on screen for that now. Be sure to let me know what you think of these changes down below in the comment section. And with all that being said, that will be the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.